After the mess up at the mall, Rebecca felt like she was back at square one, and having only one person to blame for this, she headed towards Placid's direction. And not knowing how she was going to get past all of this, let's look into what she got up to this time. So arriving at the Voodoo Boys headquarters, Placide and Rebecca continued to argue, until eventually, Brigitte came in and broke it up. And after finally meeting with Brigitte, they had a long walk, and eventually, she was told to deep dive, getting more angry as she is not a net runner. But after seeing some of Johnny's memories, and understanding who Alt is, and why he bombed Arasaka Tower, Rebecca was taken to the Black Wall, who found Alt inside and offered to actually help out. That is, not so convincingly though. However, upon getting back to reality, Rebecca did not forget what happened at the mall and began blasting her way through all of the Voodoo Boys. And she held some special judgment against Placide. But as she gets out, Rebecca collapses, and in order to keep them both safe, Johnny takes over the body and gets them to a motel. Whilst there, they have a real heart-to-heart together, even saying they will both take a bullet for one another. And feeling that this is almost over with the relic, Johnny and Rebecca are ready to chase down Smasher by any means necessary. Johnny tells Rebecca that a way that they could get to Smasher is if he goes and speaks to Rogue and we let him take over the body, which she does agree to, as by this point she sees no other way. However, whilst we leave the hotel, Hanako called up and asked us to meet her, but right now they had a better way to killing Smasher. And so Rebecca makes her way to the afterlife and Johnny takes over. In the morning though, she wakes up with a bad head and Rogue is just sat there, talking to them and told her that she'll call when she has a lead on Smasher. Whilst waiting though, Rebecca did more gigs and got one of the most amazing ground pounds I've ever seen. But eventually, Rogue called to meet her at the afterlife. And so she did just that, heading off with Rogue to find Adam Smasher's location. Finally, it was happening, and Rebecca felt she was so close. And knowing that somewhere in this facility Smasher might be, she storms the place, holding nothing back. Eventually though, learning that he's probably on the nearby ship, and so she doesn't even wait for the others, as she runs in and kills all looking for Smasher. As it appears though, it's just Grayson on there and a few of his lackeys, and as he tells us all, the only place we can find him is in Arasaka Tower, which means the only way to him is to speak to Hanako and learn how to get in there. But before this, we did learn where Smasher buried Johnny, and so Rebecca took him to see his grave. To which he wasn't that happy, and they had yet another heart-to-heart. And as for one last goodbye to Johnny before we went to take out Smasher, Rebecca gave him the body so he could go on a date with Rogue at the movies. But that didn't go too well. And now as the only road to Adam Smasher was to speak to Hanako, they headed over there as soon as they could. And so Rebecca's story will continue next time, but if you enjoyed this, please drop a like on it because that really helps me out. Consider subscribing too so you don't miss any more of the content here. Let me know who you want to see me do next once this playthrough is done, and I will catch you all in the next one.